In the fall of 2019, the League of Women Voters of Baltimore City donated a new accession to their collection at the University of Baltimore Special Collections and Archives. This was in anticipation of their upcoming 100th birthday in February 2020 and began the collaboration between the processing archivist and intern to provide collections management and a new permanent exhibit in the archives. Thus began the collaboration between myself, my name is Laura, and Christopher, who will now tell you our objectives.
The objective of this project was to celebrate the centennial of the women's suffrage movement and highlight the collections of the League of Women Voters of Baltimore City through a permanent digital exhibition.
One of the first steps of the project was to reprocess the legacy collection in the archives and also process the 2019 accession. In many ways, this provided a new learning experience for me. This was the largest reprocessing project I had worked on at UB. I found that research into the previous practices and management of the collection, starting with its donation in the 1970s and throughout its time at the university, was paramount to successful reprocessing. I delved into past finding aids, administrative files, and documentation from past projects in order to gain a full understanding of the existing collection and the actions taken upon it. While I had originally planned to completely physically and intellectually update the arrangement description of the 43-foot legacy collection and then incorporate the new accession of 12 linear feet, it quickly became obvious that I needed a new approach, so I adapted. By the end of the project, I had intellectually reprocessed the legacy collection and added the 2019 accession as its own series. I performed data cleanup in the finding aid and then fixed errors in the boxes and created new folders as needed.
One of the first steps in the process was to establish how to combine the physical records with their cultural significance into a cohesive way, which was approachable from a variety of perspectives. While creating the exhibit, I was able to utilize the newly expanded archival collection and my museum studies background in order to create a final project for my MA in critical museum studies from the University of New York at Buffalo. In basing the exhibit exclusively on a digital platform and from an archival perspective, this proved to be a unique opportunity to incorporate materials from the collection while also utilizing external research to corroborate firsthand accounts within the archive. During the process of selecting which materials to scan from the approximately 55 linear feet of archival material, the processing archivist, Laura Bell, trained me how to use the finding aids, proper usage and care of archival materials, inputting data, as well as how to create an exhibition using Omeka. The main challenge for me was the time constraint. This was due to the large amount of archival material that was available to me and the fact that the exhibit was to remain digital. The technology also proved to be a bit of an issue, creating several time delays. Cultural sensitivity issues also arose. Both the League of Women Voters and the City of Baltimore have evolved politically and culturally over the last century, and their archives reflect as such.
One of the main challenges for me as an archivist was deciding the quote-unquote best way to reprocess the collection in order to improve access. But in the end, I found a middle road and improved access by enhancing the finding aid with updated description while rehousing only the materials that needed it most. We also needed to balance the expectations and navigate the needs of the collection. Our final challenge of the project involved coordinating the League 100th birthday held at the University of Baltimore Robert L. Bogomolny Library. This involved collaborating with the League members, creating a presentation, and a few last-minute adjustments. In the end, it went very well.
The League of Women Voters Centennial Party was an all-around success. The donors, the archives, and the exhibit were all very well represented and well received. For myself, personally, the internship proved to be an eye-opening experience and very positive overall. So much so that I have now been incorporating what I learned into current internships that I'm planning at my own museum, the North Museum of Nature and Science in Lancaster, Pennsylvania.
For the archives at University of Baltimore, there were many positive outcomes, not least of which was increased collection access and visibility. Additionally, after processing the collection, I was able to provide the League with a file plan to help them regarding future accessions. The project has also provided me with valuable planning tools and workflows for future interns. And lastly, the exhibit has created valuable outreach tools for social media and online education during Women's History Month, the centennial of the 19th Amendment, and throughout the COVID-19 pandemic. Thank you for watching, and we hope you enjoy our poster.